Today we're going to compare Cricket Wireless with Visible Wireless. And I'm going to also explain why I left Cricket after 7 years and went to Visible Wireless. So from the cost perspective, Cricket and Visible, I think, are neck and neck. I originally did this video and had Visible as the 5-star with cost, but they recently changed their rate plan and upped their rates $5. In lieu, they did give you some better data coverage or data speeds and hotspot speeds, but again, cost is a big thing. And you may say, well, $5 really isn't that much, but $5 is a lot if you have multiple plans, and it does add up. So I do give them both a 4-star, but Cricket and Visible, I think, have the strongest rates out there for unlimited data. And so you can't really go wrong either or. Cricket, I don't give them a 5-star because I don't like the fact that they charge you if you want to alter your rate plan and you go into the store. They do charge you a fee for that. Or if you buy a phone and you want them to help you convert the new phone over, they charge you for that. And when you are buying phones, by the way, I use iPhones, and I was able to get iPhones cheaper at the Apple store than at the Cricket store. And I think it was like anywhere from $30 to $40 cheaper at the end of the day. So therefore, I'd say cost, they're about 4 stars. Customer service perspective, Visible only has chat, but that's all they claim to have. So I'm not going to ding them for not having a telephone number you can call. Their chat function I found to be exceptionally effective and great customer service. The wait time was short, and they always were able to resolve any questions that I had. Their customer service, from a Cricket perspective, it's a tale of two cities. If you go to the store, the customer service is really good. If you need to use their chat function or their phone, this is where it can get a little dicey. I was having an interaction with an individual, felt I needed to speak with a supervisor because what they were telling me just simply wasn't fair and right. I had a locked phone, an unlocked phone, and they kept telling me it was locked and I couldn't move it out of their network. I didn't buy it from them. Anyways, I asked to speak with a supervisor, and his response was, I wouldn't be wasting your precious tender time if a supervisor could do something I couldn't do. And I just felt that was a weak answer and very condescending. And anytime I would call or use their chat, they start out, yes, we want to help you, and then they spend the rest of the time telling you why you're wrong instead of really hearing your problem. From a network perspective, this is really going to be based on where you live, but globally, this is my perception, is that Verizon is a little bit stronger than AT&T. And given that Visible uses Verizon and Cricket uses AT&T, I'm going to give the edge to Visible. Now, that could be different based on where you live. The sign-up process, I'm going to give the edge to Cricket. Their sign-up process was very easy. You can do it in the store, or you can just do it on the website. It's very, very flawless and seamless. Now, I haven't changed to them from another provider lately. That was 7 years ago, but when I did, it was easy. Visible has an easy sign-up process, and it is all done through their website, and their app, I should say, but it wasn't flawless. I had issues. I changed 3 phones over to them, and none of them went flawlessly. The issues weren't bad. They were easily solved, but they weren't flawless. So overall, if you're looking for budget-minded cell phone providers, I think Visible and Cricket are the 2 strongest in the market. I'm big on customer service, so I'm glad I'm with Visible, but with their rate increases, I'm not so sure I would have went to Visible from Cricket if I were to do it again, but I was grandfathered into their old rate plan. Now, why did I leave Cricket after 7 years? First thing, my $100 rate plan, I got a notice that was going up to $130. Their notification to me was via text, went to my wife and kids. Nobody alerted me to that. That's my fault. I understand, but I think a text message is a weak notification for a rate increase, especially one at 30%. Now, Cricket did offer me a better plan for $125 a month, but still, and because I had 5 lines, it was $125, but still it wasn't as good as the plan that you could get for Visible. Visible does no nonsense stuff. It's $25 a plan, and so you don't have to have multiple multiple lines on there to get that plan. But the other kicker was I finally got frustrated because I mentioned I had a billing issue. They deactivated my line, said I could reactivate it online. Couldn't do that, so I went into the store and they charged me more money. But they assured me that they would refund me the reactivation fee and the store fee, and they never did. And so I decided, I'm going to look at changing providers. So I called Cricket and asked them how that process worked. And they actually told me that I couldn't change providers because I bought my kids new iPhones in the last 2 months, and you have to have those phones registered for 6 months. So they told me. They kept flashing me policies, and their policy says Cricket phones, you have to be locked in. And I understand that for Cricket phones, because if you buy them there, they often will tell you have to stay with them for a set amount of time. But I bought unlocked phones at the Apple store, didn't buy them through Cricket, and they were being really difficult about it. This is where it gets even more interesting. So on a chat, I asked to speak with a supervisor, and the guy kind of got sarcastic with me, saying, I would not waste your precious time if this was something a supervisor could handle. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. So I called Cricket and thought, I'll just get a hold of a representative and we'll hash this out. Well, I said, I need to be transferred to a customer or to a supervisor. And the lady said, okay, I'm going to transfer you right now. 50 minutes later, I was still on hold. So I called back and I said, how long does it take to transfer to a supervisor? And they said, just minutes. And they were going to transfer me again. And again, I was on hold for a long period of time. Find this unacceptable. My phones, by the way, did tell me that they were unlocked, but being concerned, I don't want to port a number over at risk of not having it work or possibly losing the number. So I contacted the FCC about my issue with the porting, and the FCC notified Cricket right away, got a hold of a customer service rep who basically said to me he has the ability to override anything in the system, and that if indeed my phones were locked, which they shouldn't be, he would unlock them. Now, Cricket did tell me at this point that one of my 3 phones was unlocked. Well, the customer service rep told me none of those phones were unlocked. So they did unlock them and resolve the issue. But I shouldn't have to take these and go to this extreme measure to get this unlocked. Lastly, I contacted Cricket and told them that I was changing providers and wanted to make sure that if I ported my numbers out one by one, that I wouldn't lose access to my account. They assured me it wouldn't happen. And sure enough, after I moved the first account out, I lost access to my account online. Had to go in, set up a new account with a phone number that was there. Again, it was a ridiculous step, and the customer service piece was just, I thought, terrible during this process. And I'm one that is big on customer service. When you're a customer and you're paying for something, you shouldn't be spoken to in a disrespectful tone. And I don't think games should be played with you. And I do think that that's what I experienced. Now, that was a one event thing that occurred over a 7-year period. Outside of that event, Cricket was great for me, but this experience was enough to get me to change to Visible, and Visible's outstanding customer service was enough to woo me from Cricket, and I really am glad I did. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube group.